Well, in the Zohar, Talmud, and Kabbalah, the entire thing is separation of people to Israelitic and non-Israelitic, according to the book called Jewish Utopia. Now, they are building their own kingdom. It's the Jewish earthly kingdom with headquarters in Jerusalem, where their AI Messiah will be, and they're going to rule the world through the law. You know, it will be international. One law, one religion, basically, Luciferian religion. So yes, in a Talmud, this is the Jewish earthly kingdom, and this is why the Zionist Christianity have embraced Kiliism. They have embraced, or Chiliism, I don't know how you would say. Kiliism. Which
means 1,000.
1,000.
Where they get the 1,000-year millennial reign.
Exactly, which is a focus on earthly millennial kingdom. And this is how Jews and Christians are getting together, and Christians are so deceived, thinking that they're working for the good thing, for the Jews, like they're helping the Jews. The Jews are supposed to get this kingdom. Yet this is Zoharic doctrine, and it does not have good intention. As I said, that they want to rule the world, they want to get Gentile riches, and they want to rule the Gentiles. They don't consider Gentiles fully human beings, and in fact, as an end game, they have this strange doctrine, Adam Kadmon doctrine, which Adam Kadmon originally was, according to Zohar and Talmud, he was androgynous. You know, Adam, like he wasn't male, or he was male female in one body, and this is why you see this transgender agenda today, and there are laws, very serious laws, passing in Alberta, Canada.
Is Zionism behind the transgender movement?
You know, I don't think that, personally, I don't think Zionist Christians are aware of this. They're not aware of many details of what
is Zionism.
But I think that, yes.
Does the transgender movement get its origin in Zionism?
Yes, it gets its origin in Zionism, and it gets its origin in the Talmud, Zohar, and Kabbalah. It's a Kabbalistic doctrine of Adam Kadmon, which is eventually they have this doctrine called Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. Yes. So how do they want to repair the world? They want to bring it to the original. Who was original? Adam. He was androgynous. So now they're putting specific things in food and drink, and they're basically their end game is to make humans that on Earth that will survive whatever it is they're bringing androgynous. The transgender agenda.
What they're really trying to do is undo God's.
My name is Rabbi Daniel Bogard. I'm a rabbi at Central Reform Congregation, one of the largest Jewish communities here in the state of Missouri. And I'm here because I have a trans kid. Because the first thing you learn when you love a trans kid in the state of Missouri is that you have to protect them from their government. Jews have a long history of looking at gender very differently than many of our Christian neighbors do, as we heard from the bill sponsor who testified herself that this bill is inspired by her very specific Christian faith. Jews look at this differently. 2,000 years ago, we have texts about there being 6, 7, 8 different genders. We have traditions that suggest that Abraham and Sarah were intersex, that the very first human beings were created not as Adam and Eve, but as Adam and Eve, as one combined intersex being. In the 1930s, in what we've now come to call the Nazi Olympics, it turns out that a whole bunch of athletes were going off and competing in these games, in the women's games, and coming back as men. There was an uproar in the American press, but I don't know about you, I had never heard about this because we don't teach the history of queer people. In fact, we only know this story because an old Jewish man in Brooklyn wrote in the 1930s in a letter to the editor in Yiddish, telling a story about a Jew who transitioned in the 1800s in Ukraine, in the shtetl, and was accepted and embraced and married off to Rachel and was treated like a human being.
Please finish your thought.
If we don't teach queer history, if we don't teach that there have always been trans people, then every time in every generation it seems new and scary, and we are setting our kids up for narrow, bigoted, tiny lives and not giving them the education that every Missouri child deserves. Thank you.
Any question for this witness? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony.
Jews also pushed an intensive campaign for free abortion, as Dr. Max Hodden, Dr. Lothar Wolff, Martha Rubin Wolff, Alfons Goldschmidt wrote numerous articles encouraging abortion and birth control for the Germans to lower their birth rates even further. Leading the film and theater businesses were Jews such as Joseph von Sternberg, Bertolt Brecht, Erich Pommer, and a host of other Jews. Research into sexuality was led by Jewish sexologists Ivan Bloch and Magnus Hirschfeld. The transgender community encouraged primitive sex operations because men and women no longer felt comfortable in their natural roles. With prostitution, drugs, pedophilia, homosexuality, adultery, sadism, masochism, decadent art, and even bestiality rampant, Germany was an unsafe place for the traditional German family. The conservative Germans looked at Berlin with disdain, destroying what was left of the national spirit. Criminal gangs lived from prostitution, drug trafficking, illegal gambling, pornography, robbery, and burglary. The police were underpaid, corrupt, and felt totally powerless because of the constitutional limitations of police authority. Maurice Samuel was a Romanian-born Jewish and Zionist novelist, translator, and lecturer. In 1924, he stated explicitly in his own book, You Gentiles, that we Jews, we are the destroyers, and will remain the destroyers forever. Nothing that you will do will meet our needs and demands. We will forever destroy because we want a world of our own. The Jew Dr. Kurt Münster wrote in his novel Der Weg nach Zion, The Way to Zion, we have corrupted the blood of all the races of Europe. Perhaps we have infected them. Today, everything is Judified. Our thinking is in everything living. Our spirit rules the world. We are the masters. For everything that has power today is the child of our spirit. One may hate us, one may drive us away, our enemies may triumph over our physical weakness, but we are no longer to be gotten rid of. We have devoured the peoples, conquered the races, defiled them, broken their strength, made everything rotten, lazy, and corrupt with our stale culture. Our spirit can no longer be exterminated. Rabbi Harry Wharton said, the communist soul is the soul of Judaism. When we look deeper into the nature of communism, we see that it's essentially nothing else than Judaism. Since the Jews are the highest and most cultural people on earth, the Jews have a right to subordinate to themselves the rest of mankind and to be the masters over the whole world. The Jews will become the masters over the whole earth, and they will subordinate to themselves all nations. Judaism is communism, internationalism, the universal brotherhood of man, the emancipation of the working class and the human society. It is with these spiritual weapons that the Jews will conquer the world and the human race. The Aryans will be destroyed, and Marxism will triumph.
Magnus Hirschfeld, an atheist Jew, was the first homosexual and transsexual advocate of the 20th century, and also performed the first sex reassignment surgery. Karl M. Bayer, a Zionist Jew born in Germany, was the first female-to-male transgender surgery. Back in the United States, all the major lobbying organizations for transgenderism and child gender confusion is done by, you guessed it, God's not-so-chosen people. National Center for Transgender Equality, founded by Mara Keisling, a Jew. Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, founded by Gillian Weiss and Michael Silverman, both Jews. GLSEN, or Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, directed by Eliza Bayard, a Jew. TSER, Trans Student Educational Resources, founded by Eli Ehrlich, and Sylvia Rivera Law Project, a legal aid organization that advocates trans rights, founded by trans activist Dean Spade, both of which are Jews.